Welcome to day 37 of Camp Corona, a virtual, imaginary vacation land. Today, as always, we have 5 activities for you. Number 1 is a math project. And this is what I'd like you to do. If you have 1 cent on day 1, and what you have doubles every day for 7 days, how many cents do you have at the end of the week? So day 1, you have 1 cent. Day 2, it doubles, so you have 2 cents. Day 3, 2 doubles, so you have 4 cents. You get the picture. How many cents do you have at the end of 7 days? That's our math problem for today. I was going to say how many cents do you have at the end of 37 days, but the cameraman thought that would be too much. So we're sticking with 7 days. Journal. As always, write 5 things that you did or didn't do or wanted to do in your journal. So today, I might write that I had a very hard time thinking of 5 things for Camp Corona. A very, very hard time. But finally, I came up with 5. Number 3, I'm going to read you a bit of a story by a writer named O. Henry called The Ransom of the Red Chief, but I'm going to stop partway through the story, and I want you to find this story and tell me what happens. You can find it online. I just Googled The Ransom of the Red Chief and got a PDF so I could print this story out. It looked like a good thing, but wait till I tell you. We were down south in Alabama, Bill Driscoll and myself, when this kidnapping idea struck us. It was, as Bill afterwards expressed it, during a moment of temporary mental aberration, but we didn't find that out till later. There was a town down there, flat as a flannel cake, called Summit, of course. It contained inhabitants as undeleterious and self-satisfied a group of peasantry as ever cloistered around a maypole. Bill and me had a joint capital of about $600, and we needed just $2,000 more to pull off a fraudulent town lot scheme in Western Illinois. We talked it over on the front steps of the hotel, and we thought this place is strong in semi-rural communities, and therefore, and for some other reasons, a kidnapping ought to do better here than in the radius of newspapers that send reporters out in plain clothes to stir up talk about such things. We know this summit couldn't get after us with anything stronger than constables and maybe some lackadaisical bloodhounds and a diatribe or 2 in the weekly farmer's budget, so it looked good. We selected for our victim the only child of a prominent citizen named Ebenezer Dorset. The father was respectable and tight, a mortgage fancier and a stern, upright, collection plate passer and forecloser. The kid was a boy of about 10 with bas-relief freckles, hair the color of the cover of a magazine you buy at a newsstand when you want to catch a train. Bill and me figured that Ebenezer would melt down for a ransom of $2,000 to a cent. But wait till I tell you. About 2 miles from Summit was a little mountain covered with a dense cedar brake. On the rear elevation of this mountain was a cave. That's where we stored our provisions. "Hey, little boy," says Bill, "would you like to have a bag of candy and a nice ride?" The boy catches Bill neatly in the eye with a piece of brick. "That'll cost the old man an extra $500, says Bill, climbing over the wheel. That boy put up a fight like a welterweight cinnamon bear. But at last, we got him down in the bottom of the buggy and drove away. We took him up to the cave, and I hitched the horse in the cedar brake. After dark, I drove the buggy to the little village 3 miles away, where we'd hired it, and walked back to the mountain. Bill was pasting court plaster over the scratches and bruises on his features. There was a fire burning behind a big rock at the entrance of the cave, and the boy was watching a pot of boiling coffee with 2 buzzard tail feathers stuck in his red hair. He points a stick at me when I come up and says, "Ha, cursed paleface! Do you dare to enter the camp of the Red Chief, that terror of the plains?" "He's all right now," says Bill, rolling up his trousers and examining some bruises on his shins. "We're playing Indian. We're playing Buffalo Bill's show, like magic lantern views of Palestine in the town hall. I'm old Hank, the trapper, Red Chief's captive, and I'm to be scalped at daybreak. By Geronimo, that kid can kick hard." Yes, sir, that boy seemed to be having the time of his life. The fun of camping out in a cave had made him forget he was a captive himself. He immediately christened me Snake-Eye the Spy and announced that when his braves returned from the warpath, I was to be broiled at the stake of the rising sun. So, what do you think happens to the Red Chief in this story? Find a copy and let me know. It is an excellent camping story. Now, I just thought for something a little different, we might remember today that there are Camp Coronas all over the world. And you might be able to make a sign that demonstrated this by writing Camp Corona in different languages. You could call it Corona Lager in German, or Corona Bivacchio in Italian, or Corona Campamento in Spanish, or Corona Le Camp in French, or Corona Ampke in Pig Latin. So see what you can come up with in terms of Camp Corona all over the world. And finally, today I have a special treat for you that Camper John has worked on for quite a while, and that is a special Camp Corona crossword puzzle. And I hope you can see this. And what you can do, if you put your Play Camp Corona today on your computer, you will be able to take a screenshot of the crossword puzzle and the clues, and then you can print that out and do the crossword puzzle yourself. So thank you, John, for this good contribution to Camp Corona's activities today. So, send me your activities. Let me know what you're doing. Happy camping!